Okay. Yesterday's drift event didn't go as planned. First session out, car has the same issue it did at the kart track event, which is the electrical issue that it's popping the ECM fuse and it loses connection and then the car shuts off. So I did that in the middle of the track. I'm sorry for the 2 times I had to get towed off everybody and you had to wait because there was a line. I ran over to Casey, so Setup has a garage at the track now, so I ran over there. He was there. He was busy at the moment. He's like, check behind your radio, because I mentioned that I had like this dinky radio that I hadn't actually looked at yet. He's like, and then text me what you find. And he's like, I'll come over after I'm done with these tires. I was like, okay, cool. So I ran back over to the car. Behind the radio, there were actually some exposed wires. So I capped those off, put a new fuse in, car still didn't start. So it wasn't that, but I'm glad I got that taken care of. We got it started finally. So I drove the car over to his garage and we put it up in the air because he had crawled under the car, and the wiring for the O2 sensors that I fixed, he's like, no, this still looks pretty burnt. So like, I just didn't go high up enough on the harness. Put it up in the air. He repaired a lot more of that wiring. Again, it was already running. So I took it back over to the event, took it out for a session, did like 3 laps, ran fine, no issues, didn't shut off. I'm like, yes, it's fixed. I was running around, I was so excited. I told everyone, like, yes, it's fixed. Hung out for a second, took some photos, and then I went out again. I did a grip lap, it was fine. And as soon as I started drifting, the first big right-hand sweeper that I hit, which is the first right-hand turn, which everyone I told this to, it only does it when I'm drifting around a right-hand corner. Yeah, so it did it. It shut off, pulled over again, guy towed me off again. Casey was still there, and so he was like, you know, you can try unplugging the sensors, drive with it like that for the rest of the events, just don't drive home like that. We were able to get it started again. I was like, all right, it's started. I don't want a replay of the kart track event where I couldn't get it started again. And then I had to have a bunch of guys help me push it onto a trailer. I had to borrow a trailer. I had to drive back out to the track just to tow this car back home. And then I had to drop it off somewhere. It was just like a whole ordeal. I was like, it drives right now. Like, I'm not going to chance it. I'm just going to go home. It was like 4 at this point. So I drove it home. Cause like I said, it doesn't do it in a straight line. It does not do it when I'm just dailying it. It does not do it, even the grip laps I've done around the track, like harsh, it doesn't do it. It only does it when I'm drifting around a right-hand corner. And I thought we had fixed it last time because I had gone out, just done a couple like street donuts, and it didn't do it. And so I was like, cool, like I think it's fixed. And this event proved that it's not. So that was a huge bummer because that's now 2 events that I've paid for that I haven't been able to drive. And for that amount of money, I could have just bought a wiring harness already. So that's my next step, because the rest of the engine harness is also very brittle and does not look good. I'll insert a picture of what the MAF sensor connector looked like before I replaced it. That's pretty much like a good bit of the engine harness. Not nearly as bad as that was, but like it's all almost there. So I'm like, all right, like it's gonna cause issues down the road. So my next step is to, I have a couple friends, LS swapping their Z's. Hopefully they still have the harness. Grab one of those harnesses, replace it. Hopefully that takes care of this fuse popping issue at the same time. If not, it's got to be one of the O2 sensors, because those are the only codes I'm getting in the car right now, are for both the secondary O2 sensors. So I was hoping to do a drift day video, but unfortunately you get this. I don't actually think I did a video explaining my issue at the kart track, but it was the same issue and it's still happening. So definitely a bummer. The event was awesome. There were a lot of new people, a lot of people who don't come out as often. None of my friends were there, but it was cool to see how many other people were there, especially for it being colder. But I'm not the only one that had issues. There were definitely a handful of people that had issues, and that definitely sucks for all of us. And I think mine were probably the least expensive, so I'll take that. So hopefully another video coming soon, but we gotta fix this issue for now.